Hey, Shalom Akim. I'm coming back again to prophesy the downfall of America, aka Babylon, spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. All right. I want to let the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians know that you are the true Hebrew Israelites of the Bible. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to all you brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and truth, striving for the hopeful elect, enduring all afflictions and seeking out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Kodash, Barakadam Akim. I want to go into a lesson regarding the Netflix show called When They See Us, and just spring off that. And basically, man, I believe there's 3 episodes or 3 chapters to that series, that movie. And I know I've seen a few amount of brothers bring it up on their videos on YouTube. Well, I happened to watch it this weekend, and right off the rip, man, the first chapter, you're gonna get pissed off. You know what I'm saying? And it's just gonna get worse and worse when it goes in, you know. But it shows you how the system is developed and set up against so-called Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man. Okay? And the importance of having knowledge and studying and knowing words and things of this nature, and knowing how their policies, their laws, statutes, and regulations here in the land are to be utilized. You know, they can be utilized on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. We can use Esau's system against him, man, because we know that he's a hypocrite. We know that he's wicked, okay? They don't even follow their own regulations and laws, okay? But they expect everybody else. Why? Because we're likened unto sheep. You know, they're their possession. You know, they're cattle. But we're all human. You know what I'm saying? We're all created by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But the Negro Latino and Native American Indian, man, that's a Hebrew Israelite in his image. Okay, meaning that inwardly they want to do right. They want to do the things that are right. But because the way oppression, the way the system is set up against them to destroy them, it brings out that animalistic type behavior in Jake, man. You know, it makes you want to attack. It makes you want to be, you know, vengeful. You know, brother. So you know, most brothers should be able to agree with that. You know, and actually, just recently I went through something. I'll go into it in a minute, but let me bring out a scripture. Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 4. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, feed the flock of the slaughter. Right. So that's who we're directing our attention to, the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Okay, because we all been in the mouth of the lion, man. Let me bring that one out. I believe it's in Timothy. Okay, we all been there, and we're still there, but we're hoping that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to deliver us from the mouth of the lion. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me, brothers. Let me see if I can find that script. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 16. At my first answer no man stood with me, but all men forsook me. I pray the Most High that it may not be laid to their charge. Notwithstanding, the Lord stood with me and strengthened me. You know, so the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he stands with his men, the elect, the chosen of Israel, to display that the characteristic that Yahweh Shai still exists, man, by abiding the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, so we've all been there in the world. We all been in the system, you know, apprehended by Esau, and even to this very day, we're still being harassed and accused by the system. Even if they're not just physically coming up to you, we're still harassed. We're still being oppressed, vexed by how their system is set up to restrain Jake, to keep him at a low level. It says that by me the preaching might be fully known, and that all the Gentiles might hear, right? The Israelite foreigners. And I was delivered out of the mouth of the lion, you see? Because we all been there. So we're waiting for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua to physically take us out of this place, man. Okay? So we all been there, as I said, in the system. We're still here in the system. But the Yahushua said, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Okay, so in a sense, we're not here. Spiritually, we're not here. Physically, they see us, we're here. But our mind's not here. Our mind is far from this place, man. All right. So Paul said this to Timothy. It says in verse 18, and the Lord Yahushua shall deliver me from every evil work and preserve me unto his heavenly kingdom, and to whom be glory forever and ever. Amen. So why? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to deliver his elect out of every evil work, out of the counsel of the devil, man, Esau, or the other nations, or the 2/3, man. Because we know 2/3 of our people, they walk hand in hand. Okay? And in that movie, when they see us, you'll see how Jacob turned against his brother, man. You know? Other Israelites will turn against their brother. I ain't talking about the three, or the brothers, or the friends that were falsely accused, but within the system. You know? How they'll be portrayed and not taken care of, man. I don't want to give the whole movie out to y'all brothers, but it's a very good movie, and it shows you, you know, how us Israelites still to this very day, we are falsely accused. We're lied on. False reports are reported. They're not giving proper counsel or judgment on why this certain situation happened. The certain thing could be justified, man. But you know, Esau he only allows that whenever he wants, he likes somebody. Or if somebody is to his profit, you know. But we know that we have a God-given right to defend ourselves, man, verbally, and if it has to come to physical, we will defend ourselves. We ain't no bow down choir boys over here, man. Whether I be 1 deep or 20 brothers deep, we don't bow down, man. We'll agree with our adversary, at least he put us in the prison house, but other than that, we still obey Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Paul said we'd rather obey God than men, to a certain extent, and the line's drawn, man. But it's very important to be educated, to be studied up, because the devil will come with that coercion. He'll try to get in your mind to accuse you, to make you feel like it was your fault, make you guilty, guilt trip you. You can't fall for that, man. Okay, going back to Zechariah 11:4, thus saith the Lord my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. You see, because why? The flock is vulnerable. That's why they need a shepherd to defend them from the prey, the predators, man. The lions, the wolves, the coyotes. You know. Let's go over here to 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. I'll start at verse 6. Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. Okay, so you have to humble yourselves in order to be delivered, man. Like I said, the flock, the sheep, are vulnerable against predators, and they need a shepherd. It says, cast all your cares upon him, for he careth for you. That's right, man, because he cares for you. He cares for the elect. That's who he's wanting to protect and deliver, and he is going to protect and deliver. Like I said, man, y'all brothers, I strongly advise you brothers to watch that show, man. You know, I'll get into a story that recently happened to me last week, and the prior weekend before last week, I was told to watch it, that I would really like it. And after that incident last week, the brother over there in Midland, after he heard my account, told me to watch that because it was similar to what I went through. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, for he cared for his elect. You see? That's who that's who Yahweh Shem Yahushua is concerned with. As it said in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. That's who he cares for, the elect. He don't care for everybody else. He's worried about the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and he's gathering them together by way of us brothers, man. As we once were out there in the mouth of the lion, man. Why? Because when they saw us, what did they do? They gave us hell, man. You couldn't walk down the street without a police officer, you know, pulling up on you and falsely accusing you with their evil suspicion, man. Thinking that you're up to no good. Just because we dress a certain way, because we wear hoodies. That don't mean nothing, man. You know? And in that movie, you'll notice that they were always looking at those young boys as animals, man. You'll notice you'll keep hearing that word animal. Animal. Going back to Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 9. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he careth for his elect. Okay? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon 4. And that was Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9 that I read. Let me go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4. And verse 15. This the people saw and understood it not, neither laid they up this in their mind, that his grace and mercy is to his saints, and that he hath respect unto his chosen. Okay, so that proves and cuts that the Lord ain't dealing with everybody, man. Okay, we have to tend to the flock. Okay, verse 8, 1 Peter 4 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And who's the devil? The so-called white man. And the other nations and the 2/3 that walk hand in hand with their enemy. Okay? That agree with their enemy. Okay? And who's the prey? The elect. The you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians. Whether you fully want to accept his laws, regulations, his policies, you're still a prey, man. Okay? This is Nahum 3 and 1. Woe to the bloody city, it is all full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. You see? Why? America is full of lies and robbery. America was stolen from the Native American Indians, right? So that means a robber, a thief came in and stole their home, their house, their land. And it's full of lies. Why? Because America teaches lies in the educational systems, man. Okay? Telling you that what the so-called white man did was just. No, that was prophecy. That what Esau did, the so-called white man, was prophecy. It was prophesied that Esau was going to come in and take the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians under him as slaves and put them through hard bondage, man. All right. I'm going to read that again. Woe to the bloody city, which woe means destruction, and the bloody city. America's a bloody city. Look into the history. Look into the history of America. It is all full of lies and robbery. This whole place is corrupt, and it's prophesied to be destroyed by way of fire, man, because of all the injustice, all the criminal activity that's done by Jake. Also, that's done by you so-called white people, man. You Edomites. You act like you're so good and so holy. You're not, man. Just like Pontius Pilate when he was dealing with Yahushua, what did he do? He washed his hands clean and said, this man's blood is not on my hands. Even though he authorized that murder, you're still guilty by association, man. The scriptures say not to walk hand in hand with the wicked, man. At least you both be punished, and not to justify the wicked and condemn the just. That's an abomination, man. So either way, you lost. You can do all you want, wash your hands and say, I had no business with that. But you led certain people into that brother's direction and got him fired, or got him arrested, raised a false report. You know? You think you're slick, though Yahweh Shem Yahushua has not left any gray areas in the law, statutes, and commandments. It's cut and dry, man, and through the Spirit, between the lines, we read them. We know what he means. And judgment is coming from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Like I said, that because of what's done on the earth by the inhabitants of the earth, people, the law, the law, the system of the law. Okay, they're going to be judged. It says the prey departeth not. Who's the prey? You Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man, that were brought over here, stolen, that matter of fact, kidnapped, sold, right? And brought over here to serve hardcore bondage, man, slavery. And we're still serving slavery. We're still under this man's authority. You know? It says, the noise of a whip and the noise of rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and of all the jumping chariots. The horsemen lift up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that sell nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, man. Okay? It's like we know that Esau, of this particular nation, is likened unto a pale horse, man. Right? Let's bring that out in the book of Revelations. Revelations chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and the beast of the earth. You see? So that's a particular nation that had the power to do these things, man. Right? When he went through, when he brought you Negro Latinos, or he brought you Negro, you tribe of Judah, Benjamin and Levi over here to serve slavery, man. He was on horseback, chopping you down with the spear, with the sword, with the gun. You know? This place is bloody, man. And you're a prey, and the prey departed not. That's why you see Jake going off the chain, man. You know? But the Lord tells us to be patient, to remember that the Lord is gonna fight for us, man. You know? I'm gonna read that again in 1 Peter 4 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And that's parabolic. That's symbolic. The word devil means diablos in the Spanish, which means a deceiver, a liar. That raises a false report, false accusations. That's a man, not no mythical creature in hell. Because that's what the so-called white man wants you Negro Latinos and Native Americans, Indians to believe in, man. And fables, and a fab, and a fairy tale that doesn't exist. That's why the Lord says, seek ye and read out of the book of the Lord, man. And take heed unto the men on the highways and the byways that have been opened, and this mystery of the kingdom of heaven has been revealed unto them, and relaying the information to you, man, freely. On the highways and the byways, man. Brothers everywhere doing the work. Okay? Because the devil is out here, man. You know? This whole place is set up by Esau, man. Satan, the adversary that opposes himself against everything that is called Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, man, including you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, because he knows you are going to receive the covenant, the promises, and he don't want that. He don't want that to happen, man. 1 Peter 5, Salaki, I kept saying 1 Peter 4 and 8. But it's 1 Peter 5 and 8. I'm going to jump down to verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. You see? So we all suffer, man. Whether you in this truth or not, we all suffer. We go through the same thing. We all can relate, and to being harassed, oppressed, falsely accused, attacked, singled out. You know, and it's happening to this very day, man. But the Most High of all grace, who called us unto his eternal glory by Yahushua Mashiach, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strength, and settle you. And that's gonna happen in the kingdom when we're caught up in the chariots. Ultimately, like I say, every now and then the Most High does give us that ability. It gives us a time of rest, peace from suffering in the world, man. You know, he'll make our enemies be at peace with us at times, and sometimes we have to go back through it. Why? Because it's a balance. Can't always just be all good, else you're not gonna have that fire. You need that hate, you need that vexation of spirit to keep going, man, to remember in the time of affliction the truth. Because in the time of prosperity, you ain't gonna remember the truth, man. I've experienced this firsthand. You'll think everything's going good, and for a moment, you know, everything seems like it's going good. You tend to lose focus. But until I pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua to bring that back, that perfect balance, and boom, things start happening, man. All right. Let's go back over here to Revelations, chapter 12. And I'm going to start at verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan. Right? So we already know that word serpent in the book of Genesis is I think it's Nashak, and it goes the Hebrew Nashak, which goes back to basically being a deceiver, okay, a liar, false accuser, or of divinations, right? But in the Garden of Eden, it says a serpent, right? That was more subtle above all the other beasts, okay? Meaning it's caught under the web, or catch you under the web, deceive you, trick you, right? With his wiles. We know that right there was symbolic, which really represented a man, because a man has poison in his tongue, and he can speak falsehood to you, which lies are able to destroy you, man. Okay? Matter of fact, let me bring out this one. I believe it's in the book of Psalms. Yeah, it's in the book of Psalms, 2 of them that I'm thinking of. This is Psalms 5 and 9. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. See, so they have death, that they utter death, not life. This is Psalms 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears, right? So that poison is their philosophies, their falsehood that comes out, they utter out of their mouth, man, that comes from the mind. Okay, because we know that the mind is wicked above all things, so we know Esau operates off that wicked mind, okay, where she conceives mischief, right? So this says poison. Now you look up the word pharmacy, and the Greek is pharmakia, and it goes back to the word poison. So who is the ones that prescribe these medications? I'm talking about, you know, medicine. When you go to the clinics and you get these medicine that they prescribe to you, right? But this word, Esau knows that this words, doctrines and things of this nature can be prescribed unto you as well as to follow, as a way of life. Okay, but the point is that who gives out these prescriptions, these medicine? Pharmacies. Okay, which the name of those people are called physicians or doctors, nurses, right? Well, there's a scripture here in Job 13:4. But you are forgers of lies. You are all physicians of no value. You see, so they're as serpents and false physicians that prescribe poison, that utter death from their mouth, man. Lies, speaking lies. So we know the wicked are estranged from the womb, and as soon as they be born, speaking lies already, man. You know, you'll see that the so-called white people, their babies, as soon as they start being able to speak, they start telling lies, man. There's no truth in them, and the Lord bear witness to this. Just like their whole system, their drug, the pharmacies right here, they're set up to destroy you jakes, man. You Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man. And you got the Negro Latinos and Native American Indians always taking medicine. You take the medicine from the so-called white man not knowing it's destroying you, man. Instead of rather taking care of yourself, exercising, eating right, you depend on his medicine. It's like you depend on his false doctrine, his Christianity, Catholicism, rosary beads, his false image that he set up before you, bowing down to Cesar Borgia, man. He's targeting you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, and you don't even know it, man. You know it to a certain degree, but it goes deeper than the physical because he hates the way you look, or because he has a race, he has a problem with your pigment, okay, your melanin, because you have dark skin. It goes deeper than that. It's spiritual, man, because he knows that you're the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the children of the Most High at the end of the day. So let's go over here back to Revelations 12:9, which deceiveth the whole world. You see, so this serpent, that old serpent, the devil and Satan, which is one person, which is a group of people, a nation, which deceiveth the whole world, deceiver, right? He casteth out into the earth. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. That's not talking about Lucifer, you know, the spiritual angel up there that was cast out onto the earth, man. No, it's talking about parabolic. It's parabolic talk, okay? When you go into the same chapter, or not the same chapter, but Revelations 19:19, I saw the beast and the kings of the earth, right? Because the beast we know is NATO, it's the system. And the kings of the earth, those, what are kings of the earth? Men. And their armies gathered together to make war against him that sat on the horse and against his enemy. So who's coming from heaven? Okay? Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Though in that first scripture that I read, in Revelation 12, he was cast down from heaven, right? That's meaning he was cast down from his high stature, man. Where he was as looked up as a pinnacle, as a superpower of the earth. He's being brought low, man. That's what that means. It's not talking about him being in the heavens where Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is. This is Matthew chapter 11, verse 23. And thou, Capernaum, which art exalted unto heaven. See, because he was just exalted. Capernaum was a city there in the time of Yahweh Shai and prior. Okay, an ancient city, not in the heavens. And it's meaning that it was exalted. It was highly exalted as a great place, like America is, like the so-called white man is. O thou Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven, shall be brought down to hell. You see, and the word hell there is talking about to a low stature, okay, a low degree, not into the burning flames of hell, like the church teaches, which goes back to another fable, a false doctrine, the false hell doctrine that they teach you in the church. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee had been done in Sodom, it would have remained unto this day. But I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. That's where judgment's going to be played out on the earth. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah was lit on fire, man. That's the hell. And the hell is also a condition. You know, so they're gonna be put into a low condition that people are gonna look down on this man now. They're gonna narrowly look upon and say, this was the man that once shook the kingdoms and made the earth a wilderness, that had the power of the sword in his hand, that had the power of death, that was able to stricken the earth with hunger and thirst. You know? That's why the Lord said that death is the last enemy that he's going to destroy, man. You know? So you Negro Latinos and Native American Indians are no longer going to suffer in that manner, man. Like I said, that, was it Zechariah 11? Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, feed the flock of the slaughter, man. No longer are you going to be known as the flock of the slaughter. Okay? See, I find this scripture. I want that one in Psalms. Fingers are getting sweaty and my pages are ripping, man. Let's see if I can find this script real quick, brothers. Bear with me. Says a certain thing when you read it about how Israel is going to be looked upon and called Isaiah 62 and verse 10. Go through the gates, prepare ye the way of the people, cast up the highway. Gather out the stones, lift up the standard for the people. Behold, the Lord hath proclaimed unto the end of the world, say ye to the daughter of Zion, behold, thy salvation cometh, behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord, and thou shalt be called, sought out, a city not forsaken. You see? So no longer are we going to be known as a flock led to the slaughter. Okay? As it said here, feed the flock of the slaughter. We're no longer going to be known as that anymore, man. We're going to be known as the redeemed of the Lord, a holy people, sought out, a city not forsaken, man. You see? Why? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai promised that to Abraham, Isaac,